Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a 2002 Lexus IS300, and what we got going on is the alternator does not work and the heater does not work. Okay, so as you can see, I've already gotten a head start on this thing. To begin with, I started with the center here because I thought I might be able to see something down here and save myself a lot of work, but that wasn't the case. So to get this off, basically there is a cover that goes over this and you just pop it up. It just has little plastic dealies. It's just a little plastic thing and it just snaps into place. So pop that out, and then there's two Phillips head screws here, and then this whole thing pops out just like that. And then once you get that off of there, to get the heater control and the stereo out, there's four 10mm screws, two up here, and then there's two down here. Got this instrument cluster out, and basically there's two screws right there. You can see the holes that go in there, and then of course unplug the dimmer, and the rest of it's just these clips. So pretty straightforward deal. And then once you get that out, take the instrument cluster out just with these two pigtails. All right, so next we got this this nice beautiful little ring here, and it just pops up. You just stick something back there and it just has these clips that pop in. Make sure you see these up front, so make sure to pop. I actually started right around the cigarette lighter in here because that's where they are, and then got it to come loose. That way you don't break this ring or this because of those clips right there. And then I also got this lower panel removed. All you gotta do is take the hood release out, which is just a barrel connector, and it looks like there was a couple connectors and two screws, and it pops right off too. Real easy. Good. So there is a little cap. As you can see, there's the shifter. So there's a little cap that covers this 8mm screw or Phillips head, depending on what you got on hand. There's one here, there's one on the other side, and then these pop off. It's just one of these deals, nothing major. One on each side. Got to unbolt that. All right, so the purpose of taking those bolts out is that they actually thread into this bracket. So if you try and pull this thing off of here, it will break. All right, that's good to know. Don't want to break that. In the center console, there's this little piece of carpet that fits right in here, and if you take it out, there's two Phillips head screws right in there. Got to take those out or this thing ain't coming out. As you can see, I got the center console out, and let's see. So the glove box, how that works is it's pretty easy. You just push this in past, this is flexible, and then these two things you can just pop them out with your fingers, and that's what it pivots on. So the next thing you got to do is, I'm gonna cheat and try and not take the steering wheel off. So you got to take these two brackets, or these two plastic covers off. We're gonna go for the 10mm bolts. I got one here. I'm also going to try and keep this in here. This looks like a super bitch to, so I'm going to try and work around it. We'll see what happens. There's a 10 here. And on the back side of this here, there are screws. Okay, you can see the back side of the bolt there. Okay. And then there's a screw right there. Take those two out. That 10. That 10. That 10, and there's a 10 right there, and that should get this thing loose. At least I'm hoping. We'll see here in a second. I'll put you on pause so you don't have to listen to me swear at this thing. Oh, and then I got to take these, take that screw out right there, because that holds that down to that metal bracket there. Okay, so that. And oh, there's one right behind this little thing here. That's a cute little That's a cute little deal there. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing done. All right, so what I ended up doing, instead of trying to get this Phillips head under here, there is a 10mm bolt right there, and that seems to come loose, and I'm hoping that that'll come with it. If not, I will mess with that when I get the dash out further. The other thing I did is I removed this metal thing goes underneath the steering column. I got it out of the way. Okay. So looks like we're getting looser. All right, I will be back in a minute. And there's one hidden little bastard under here. So you can see this is the glove box, and right where this sumbitch is here, straight above it, right there is a screw you got to take out. It looks like it's a 10mm, and then that gets this thing pretty loose. I got to take off is these what are these, A-pillar covers. So anyhow, pop the airbag cover off. There's a 10 there behind that, and then to get this off, you got to push it down towards the dash and then out and up. So what it's got is it's got a tab right there, and that goes into this sumbitch right here. Okay, as you can see, I got the dash out. Two things that really hung me up was right here is 2 bolts that go into the airbag. Didn't know that, I didn't think that was going to be a factor, but the one that really got me was these clips here. You got to take the dash and give her a good tug. I was surprised at how well these hold the dash into place. See, I did get it out with the steering wheel and the column cover and everything still on there. You got to weasel it a little bit, but it comes out. So I'm going to change the heater core. I'm going to do it right here. I'm not taking the box out any further. I think I can get the core out without doing that, I'm hoping. Okay, so next I undid the heater hoses on the engine compartment. Got that all undone, and discovered that that heater core tube runs behind the blower box for the blower motor. So to take it out, I had to do, there's a 10mm bolt here, and there's one there where that little open horseshoe is, and there was one here, I can't see, one there, and one screws, this one here goes right there on the bottom of where the blower box is, or hooks up to the heater box there, straight up and down. And then this bolts into that hole right there. There's a Jesus clip, which I thought was attached and isn't, and it went flying in here somewhere. I'll have to find it. And then of course there's a little bolt that holds that on. And I snaked it out of there. The bar's still in here, so is the steering column. I haven't screwed any of that stuff yet. Gotta take this bracket here, I am bolted, and then this little guy here holds the lines in place. Okay, well, things kind of got out of hand. So you can't get the heater core out without moving this. So I established that, I think, a minute ago. I don't know, it's been several hours since I did my last little recording session. So with the shape of this goes back behind there. And if you can see the holes where they go out the firewall, you should be able to see them. Anyhow, so as you can see, I moved this out of the way. This isn't really that big a deal. It's got, what, 1, 2 here. There's 3 on the outside. If you open the door on the outside of the A-pillar, there's 3 bolts to hold that in. There's 4 bolts to hold the steering column up from the bottom. And then where this little dealie is right here, There's a bolt that goes there, and then there's another one that goes down. Oh, it's on the other ear over there. There's this one, and there's that one over there. Okay, you do that, and as you can see, I've got the steering wheel propped up. That gets this loose enough to get it the hell out of the way. I'm just trying not to let all the Freon out of it, so I did there's a bolt on the engine compartment down by the steering shaft that holds the AC lines where they go into the expansion valve. I did undo that, and that did buy me about this much room, which right now is a mile. However, getting the box to cooperate without breaking it is proved to be kind of challenging. Since, as you can see, I'm beyond the point of no return, I can't really take this to a shop and have them evacuate the AC system, so I've got to do it this way without breaking the new one. I'll figure it out. It's just gonna be a lot more difficult. So if you want to do this and you're doing research, get the AC evacuated and then do this. It'll be way easier, because this is quite frankly a big pain in the ass. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this module out. Looks like it's only got a couple bolts. Maybe that might buy me a little room, because basically right now I am only missing maybe 2 inches and I could snake those in. But I really don't want to break the new heater core, because if it leaks, then well, I don't think I have to tell you what happens next. And also, if I don't record it, after you get the new heater core in, fill the damn cooling system up and pressure test the son of a bitch before you put the dash back in, because putting it all back together and filling with coolant and finding out that it leaks, then that could be rather disheartening. So do yourself a favor. Do that before you put anything back together. Once the heater core goes through that firewall and it's all bolted up, hook the hoses up and fill it with coolant and pressure test it. Alright, so that was the ticket. Getting this, looks like airbag module out of the way gets this thing enough room to, I believe, to get this thing in there, from what I can tell. I haven't tried it yet, but it's sure a lot more room than what I had before I undid that. So that's my hope. And I also wanted to make a note that on the old heater core to grab these and put them on there, because obviously that's where the clamp goes, and you're going to need those on there when you put this together. So I'm cautiously optimistic that this is going to work. All right, I'll let you know here in a second. So that did work, by the way. Getting that airbag module out of the way. Got the new heater core in there. It doesn't fit exactly like it's supposed to, but I'm not really going to push it with that clamp. As you can see, I do have it bolted in there. A little bit anyway. I got a couple of bolts to hold it in place just so that I knew the lines were going to be in the right spot. I don't see any leaking going on. And that's a good sign. Everything looks nice and dry. All right. Let's see where we're at here. And we're sitting at way above cap pressure. Oh, and the steering wheel and all that shit's still in it. My main reason, I guess I should explain, the main reason why I didn't want to take the steering wheel apart is line up the clock spring and all the dumb shit that goes off inside of there. Not to mention all the shit that plugs into that thing. I really just didn't really want to screw with it. So that's why I did it this way. And it probably saved me about an hour, which in the grand scheme of things is a lot, because I've got a ton of time into this thing trying to figure out how to do this without removing the box and the steering wheel.